I wish it were different. I wish nannies would tell parents why they're quitting. But the reality is they're just not being honest with you. Today, I'm going to give you the 5 reasons why good nannies quit. If we haven't met before, I'm Michelle Kelsey, founder of the Nanny Solution by Nannies on Call. I bring you new videos to help you hire and keep amazing nannies. Let's jump right into it today. Recently, we heard from a client who said that they have a staff of over 500 and how dare the nanny ask to be paid. Well, he was a week late in paying his nanny. And that's number 1. I can guarantee you that the 500 staff that this employer had would never show up for work for a week after not being paid. Employees deserve to be paid on time. And even though you're an employer of 1 in your household, maybe more if you have multiple staff, but if you have a nanny, you're an employer of 1, you need to make sure you can pay the nanny on time. If it's difficult or challenging, you're not sure how to do it, there are payroll services out there. We use a company called Livelihood. I will tag them down below. They're here in Canada, but there are lots of payroll services in Canada and the US that you can use to help you do this, and your nanny will be paid properly, on time, every time. But nannies often quit because they're not getting paid on time. Number 2, it's a subcategory of the first one, and it's having to ask to be paid. You only have to be on the nanny Facebook groups or an agency for a very short period of time. We see questions like, my family didn't pay me on payday, which was Friday. It's now Sunday. How do I send them a nice text to ask to be paid? Nannies should never have to ask for their pay. They shouldn't be tiptoeing around or wondering how it's a nice way to ask for their pay. It's your responsibility to be paid, and if the nanny asks to be paid once, you better make sure you never have it happen again. Number 3, not making time for regular meetings. Yes, we know as parents we're very busy. I'm a parent of 2 children myself. I get it. It's overwhelming working and keeping up with the house and doing everything you need to do. But the nanny needs to get regular feedback, and you need to be having open communication with them. So it's whether it's a regular sit down on Fridays or 5 minutes before the end of the day, whatever it is, you need to make it a priority to discuss things with the nanny, whether it's things you're not happy with. You need to give the nanny the opportunity to give feedback on what's happening in your home, things they're not happy about, or else you're going to end up losing them. They're going to hold it all in, be bitter, and then one day they're just going to snap and quit on you, and nobody wants that. Number 4 is poor communication, which again ties into the one before. Can you see a theme here? Pay and communication. These are big issues. So poor communication. Let's just say that the nanny gives your children an ice cream on a day and you were going to give them an ice cream that night and now it's ruined and you're very upset. Many parents become upset and don't express what's going on to the nanny. So all the nanny knows is, the parent seems really upset at something I did and I'm not sure, and now they're walking around in eggshells because the employer is being passive aggressive. We see this all the time. Or a favorite jacket gets ruined or something gets left at the park. Whatever it is, communication, communication, communication. I can't stress how important this is to make sure your nanny feels supported and confident in the job they do. It's okay, people make mistakes. You can give feedback that's not always positive. No one can grow and learn without feedback. Providing constructive feedback is the best way to keep your nanny A, long-term, and B, for you to be in a happy, healthy relationship with your nanny moving forward so they can do the best job possible. And number 5, is disrespecting the nanny's private time. Are you texting the nanny after hours? Are you asking them to stay for an hour after to have your Friday meetings that we just talked about? Whatever it is, make sure that whatever you need from them is done during their working hours, or they're compensated for that time. We hear from nannies all the time that say, I'm getting constant texts all weekend. Where's the toothbrush? Where's the bag? Where's the this? Where's the that? It's frustrating for them, especially when they say things like, it's in the drawer where it always is. Making sure that you're respecting the nanny's time outside of work is extremely important. I really could go on and on with more things about why nannies quit, but I think these 5 are the most important to show you that the relationship between you and the nanny and the respect you give them is what is going to keep them long-term. The nannies play an important role in your family and making sure you have open communication for years to come. If you have anything else you'd like to add, please comment down below and we'll get right back to you. Have a great week.